Hello everyone, and welcome to the Criterion Connection. I'm Wade.
And I'm Joe.
And today we are doing a Coppola movie. It is, we discussed this before we recorded,
Not that Coppola.
I don't think Francis Ford Coppola has a Criterion movie.
I don't think so.
But his daughter does. Sofia Coppola's Virgin Suicides from 1999.
Her first movie.
Yes, starring Kirsten Dunst, James Woods,
Kathleen Turner.
Danny DeVito,
He doesn't star in it.
Josh Hartnett.
Also doesn't star in it.
People.
There you
Blonde women. They
Yep.
star in this. So yeah, it's kind of a teen dramedy.
I don't know.
It's a weird coming of age movie.
I think that's a better...
Yeah, it involves teenagers,
because it's not...
but
it's not quite like a John Hughes coming of age movie,
No.
but it's a darker tinge on it, but it is a coming of age movie.
Yeah.
Like a coming of age drama.
yeah, and it's told from the perception of a teenage girl's diary, read by, I guess they're adult men now.
Well,
or
it's
teenage boys around there.
Yeah, the perspective is from one of the... Because it's ambiguous on how many narrators you really... because you only have one in the movie.
Yeah.
And so they choose to highlight, one person's perspective. But it's somebody in that group of boys that lived in the neighborhood, across the street, essentially.
Yeah.
That knew of the girls but didn't know them too well, and
Yeah.
and because of some of the things that happen in the movie, become fascinated, and I think it's a really interesting depiction of growing up,
Yeah.
and I think it's a really honest depiction of growing up.
Like the mystery of women, if you think.
Well, it's because it's multi-layered.
Yeah.
They want to know why the girls did what they did. They want to know who they were really, because they only have the old artifacts of them.
Yeah.
But they never really got to know them.
Yeah.
And they didn't, the girls were kind of kept inside after a while and had no contact with the outside world. And so that kind of, obviously piqued their interest on top of it.
Yeah.
And just to start it off by saying they were really interested in them because they were trying to figure out how Mr. and Mrs. Lisbon could make 5 beautiful daughters.
Yeah.
Made me laugh.
Who aren't the most ideal parents. Kathleen Turner is just very cold at times, just very demanding and controlling.
And that's one of the things I really liked about this movie is that it has that, but it's not overbearing. It's not
the spotlight's not on that.
Yeah, it's not really.
It just explains the situations.
Yeah, it's not overly.
It's not beaten to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a point that's belabored. It's not over the top with the way the parents treat them, because they're just trying to be the best parents they can, and they just happen to be strict. And a certain event happens, and it kind of snowballs.
Yeah. Damn Kirsten Dunst. Damn you.
No, the event happened.
I know, but the lockdown kind of starts because she went to a party and dance, whatever. But you're talking about the big event.
The first big event.
Yeah.
Which is the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
That's what leads to everything with that family.
That whole scene is very weird, and how the placement of everyone is very weird.
The house party scene?
When the first suicide, and he's holding his daughter, and it kind of looks like there's he's just picking her up, that she's not impaled on anything. So
she's on a fence.
She's on a fence.
Yeah.
You can't really see it. And then the sprinklers start going off a little bit, and then
I really like that shot.
Everyone's in the porch. It's a weird kind of placement of everyone, and it's kind of off-putting.
I like the shot.
It's a good shot. I'm just saying, it really it's really eerie.
It looks like he's holding her up.
Yeah.
And really, he sort of is, but it's because she's on the fence.
Yeah.
And then the mother's holding the other daughters back on the porch, but still, like, looking and can't quite believe what had just happened.
Yeah.
I really dug this movie. I don't know about you.
It's really weird. It's a really interesting movie.
I only watched one other Sofia Coppola movie before this.
I don't think I've ever seen any of them.
And I did not like that one. So I was really happy to see that I liked this one.
Yeah.
Because she's one of those directors that gets a lot of critical praise, and it has a lot of fans that champion her work, and like I just didn't see it in the movie I watched.
Yeah.
And I just kind of tiptoe around the other ones. This is not one that I really went out of my way to not watch. It's just I never got around to it.
Yeah.
But it's a really great movie, and it was so good. I'm gonna go get the book and read the book.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's a novel, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed the movie a lot. I thought there's a lot of cool things. I thought all the performances were really good.
Yeah, especially for a cast of largely unknown people.
I liked the camera work on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm big on camera work. I think it's not too over the top, but it's got nice, interesting shots and nice, like, kind of focus on characters. Like when Josh Hartnett's looking Hartnett, whatever. Hartnett
Yep.
is looking at Kirsten Dunst, and then she turns into a vampire for some reason. No, I'm kidding. She looks back at him with a kind of like a seductive look, but also kind of innocent at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for that vampire joke. There was 2 vampire jokes in one right there. It's 30 Days a Night and Bram Stoker's Dracula. So there, did it. Anyway, so that was just I like how everything is and all the characters. Like James Wood is trying to he's trying to be a like.
He just wants to be a good dad.
He wants to be a good dad
and a good husband.
He's like it's one of those things like he's talking like he's trying to talk about his interest to someone and they walk away, but he's still talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like he's trying, but he's kind of he's not as overbearing as the mother is.
Yeah, I find all the characters to be very much like real people.
Yes.
Like it doesn't feel like a caricature at all. Like.
Yeah.
James Woods being the kind of nerdy guy who has a whole bunch of beautiful daughters, and he's just trying to do right by them, by his wife, and he's just a kind of nerdy guy. Like he's into planes and stuff. He's into math.
He's into drawing Venn diagrams.
Kathleen Turner, her character being the more, as you call her, cold. She dealing with the loss of a child early on in the movie, and then just kind of being that, at that point, just overbearing, kind of just wanting to hold on to your kids and make sure nothing bad happens to them, and then thus kind of pushing them away in a way, and like it says in one point where Lux, after a particularly rousing sermon at the church, the mother decides to burn all of Lux's records, her rock records.
Yeah. Because
this is like, I believe they have it set in the 70s, and still rock music had that, like you started getting a lot. The devil. Yeah, you started getting a lot of that, like rock music is the devil again. Yeah. And it's just, again, like her may be misinterpreting things, but it's just trying to look out for her kids.
Yeah, it just ends up making it worse, kind of.
Yeah, and then like taking them out of school.
Yeah.
And just kind of isolating themselves, thinking that's all they need, and it's not.
And then you have the girls who want to be
they just want to socialize.
They want to socialize and eventually grow up a little bit. Kind of like grow out of that family life a little bit.
And that's what the Danny DeVito scene, because he plays a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
And that's what that scene's so important for. It's like, hey, like they need to be around kids their own age outside of school.
Yeah. He's kind of just reinforcing
this
kind of reinforcing the audience, okay, this is what you're watching. And then you have the boys who are just, they're trying to figure out what's with that weird family in the house,
that and growing up themselves. Like,
yeah, it's an interesting, like, all the characters have different kind of motivations, but they're all, like, leaning towards the same point. So, yeah, buy rare's good for this.
If it wasn't obvious, I'm going to say it's a buy.
I know I'm going to buy it, too. I'd say buy. It's
the movie's great, and like I said, the movie made
there's
me want to go
things-
read the book.
There's things in there that, you know, are sprinkled in there. I'd like to rewatch to kind of see, like,
Yeah.
there's a kind of like a religious thing going on. Like,
Yeah, because the parents are very
one
Catholic.
daughter's name is Mary, and then
Yeah.
they have on the bike there's that Mary card.
Mm-hmm.
Something like, is there like a lot of like references to Mary?
Well,
Mary was a virgin.
Yeah, they're a Catholic family
Yeah.
because you have the priest come in at one point.
Yeah.
And,
I want to see that there's any, like, in the story that there's any obvious references that I didn't catch.
Yeah, and another, praiseworthy thing is she has the balls to not answer questions. Or at least not even attempt to answer them.
Yeah.
Just kind of saying, this is what happened, these
they
are
also
the
gotta
kind of
think-
things that were going on, but you can't really understand the mind of somebody.
You can't understand because it's coming from the narration of the boys who don't really know the girls. They just know them as what they look like, and the only
And
thing
they have the girls' journal.
They only have is the journal, so you don't have the full story of everything.
And then later the photo albums and all that
yeah,
stuff.
they don't really have a lot.
Yeah.
So we're already kind of dealing with a narrator that doesn't know the story as much.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Yeah.
So, what's your thoughts on Virgin Suicides? What's another Sofia Coppola movie that we should check out? You would think would be a good on the Criterion collection, or what's a good Francis Ford Coppola movie that should be in the Criterion collection?
We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah,
we're just kind of interested.
The only one I can think of is The Conversation.
Did that one make sense?
What was the one that you said?
Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now could possibly be. Is that on the Criterion collection?
No.
Okay, there's a lot. There's like almost. I think we're at 1,000.
I wonder if it might be some like legal stuff. Who knows? That's preventing some of that stuff from happening.
Us lawyers, comment. I don't know. Let us
don't
know
know.
in the comment section below. Subscribe, share the video so we get more views, more interactions, more everything. Because the only way it's going to grow is like we're only a small group of people. You guys can help out too and share and all that.
Sharing's the best way.
Yes.
Yeah, sharing videos is the best way.
Yeah. So until next time, I'm Wade.
And I'm Joe.
And we will see you later.